Good afternoon, Arlington, Virginia, and Internet. I usually say good morning, but it is in fact afternoon. No real reason. We were just we're doing a bunch of rewiring here in the studio this morning, and took some time. I know Ronan always enjoys climbing under desks. We got some of that today.
Yep, it's my favorite pastime.
Favorite pastime.
Favorite pastime.
Yeah, that's what you're here for, is to climb under desks.
Yep, my favorite part of work.
Other than that, how's your day been going, Ronan?
My day's doing pretty good. Well, I did have breakfast this morning, which is kind of a
Oh,
like not that much of a.
it's
I
not
don't have
usual.
breakfast that often. Yeah.
So that's good since we are currently doing this through your lunch break. So you might be getting a little hungry, but no, I guess you're okay because you had some breakfast.
Yep, I had Raisin Bran.
Okay, so awesome. We can take over your lunch break. If everyone watching is eating their lunch, I would highly recommend it. Lunch is the best part of the day, and
Yep.
I hope you are eating lunch while you watch this. You know what? We've been doing the morning show. Maybe we should switch to the lunch show.
The lunch show. Maybe both.
And I feel like that's maybe a better time of day. Things happen around here. We just couldn't quite get on air this morning, but we did not want to leave you hanging, so we are here now. The other new thing today, Ronan usually brings us, if you're a normal watcher, he brings us a fun tech article,
Yep.
and he'll continue to do that in the future.
Yep, I
but
got a good one planned for tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're talking about cows.
cows.
Yes.
Okay, that's more information than I usually get. For those who don't know, I don't ever know the article until he shows them to me. So tomorrow we'll be tuning in for cows.
Yep.
But
Stay tuned.
for today, let's see the studio running.
Okay.
What I wanted to do, I brought my little laptop out here, and we got everything hooked up and working. That was what we've been working on this morning. But something that happened is I was talking to Ronan about doing some video editing, and I mentioned an L cut, and he said, "What's that?
an L cut?
What's an L cut?" And what's fascinating about that is Ronan knows what an L cut does. He does them every single day. And I would strongly suspect if one was missing where it needed to be, he would fix that in an instant. So I have no doubt that Ronan does not know or knows what a real L cut is. What he doesn't know is the vocabulary.
I was gonna say, is it like cutting like a thing of beef or something like that?
Cutting a thing of beef.
It's like a different style of beef. Or cut, or...
Oh, you're saying like yeah, different cut of beef.
Yes.
Not quite.
Dang,
But
okay.
it got me thinking that if my own video editor didn't know this term, I bet our audience doesn't either. So let's learn some vocabulary, Ronan. Can you put Adobe Premiere up on the television so that everyone can see?
Yep.
You know what? I misspoke. Let's put it up full screen on the program.
Oh, okay.
No, you did what I told you. I'm thinking. So what I want to do is make sure everyone watching is kind of familiar with the idea. If you're not a video editor, that's fine. We all have flaws. But for those of you who don't know Adobe Premiere, what you're looking at here is, here's our video screen where we watch what's happening, and down here I have two video clips. Left and right. Left is this. Yeah, here's our timeline, or as Adobe calls them, a sequence. But in our sequence timeline, we have the lady on the green screen, and over here we have a gentleman walking in a convention center. And in both cases, I have the video, and below them is the audio. So you see this green bar here is the lady talking, and this little bit of blue is just the convention center. Here, let's listen. It's exciting. You just
Sounds like a convention center.
You hear convention center sound. What we have here, let's let the audience just watch what I have right now. I have two clips, and from here, we're just going to watch this like 10-second video.
In every capacity that I've been in a room with him or seen him, he's always been so generous to those around him.
So what we have here is what I would call the most boring edit in the world. We hear her talk about a guy being generous, then she stops talking, and we see a guy. So technically I have edited this, but like this is not gonna cut the mustard for a client. So Ronan, right off the bat, you tell me what will we do to fix this?
Well, I would say first off, we need to replace the green screen with something else.
Well, that can come later. That's a whole other day. We will get there. Let's start simpler though.
Okay, more simple.
Yes.
So it sounded like she was talking about a man, which presumably might be that man that the other person's walking with, right?
That's my presumption. Just for everyone watching, these are two totally different jobs, but we're going to pretend that's that man. So yeah, she's talking about this guy.
This guy with the courage, I think he was talking about, right?
Yes.
So, well, to make it more interesting and things like that, we would want to see like the person that she's actually talking about as she's talking about it, right?
Yeah. Right now we hear and then we see. So what are you suggesting I do here? I've got this guy here. What should I do with it?
So I feel like we should move the convention center clip to the left some, so that
Right.
she's talking about it.
So if you watch right here, I'm dragging. This is me dragging the convention center guy over.
Yes.
And so what's going to happen is she's going to be talking,
Mhm.
and then we're
Like they
gonna
overlap. Yeah.
we're gonna see him before she finishes talking. So let's listen. Let's watch again for our audience. Here we go.
In every capacity that I've been in a room with him or seen him, he's always been so generous to those around him.
You might
Okay.
also want to put some warp stabilizer on that too.
Yeah, Ronan, you're getting very advanced for everyone. We're just starting real basic here. Also, new vocabulary term for everyone is what we call this B-roll. The footage that is
Oh, yes.
that is not the person talking is B-roll. It's examples or things or shots of if you're watching a video and someone's talking and then you're seeing like clouds and trees, cars. I don't know. That's B-roll.
And the first video is A-roll.
Ah, there we go. Extra vocabulary.
That's A-roll right there.
So what we're doing here is we have jumped from her to him, but we still hear her.
Mhm.
So if you see my mouse moving here, Ronan,
Yes.
this is one cut. Here's where we cut the video, right?
Mhm.
Then she finishes talking. Here's where we cut the audio. Now I'm going to take my mouse and we're going to go. I'm drawing between the two. What am I drawing right there?
Oh, it looks like an L then.
Yeah, I'm drawing
like
an
an
L.
L.
So there it is. That's an L cut because where the video cuts and where the audio cuts are not together. It's an L cut. And this is why you
Interesting.
didn't even know there was a vocabulary word here because you do this all the time.
I do.
And it was just obvious to you when I asked you, what do we do? You just told me what to do.
Mhm.
You just didn't know the vocabulary word. So for Ronan, learning a vocabulary word, for everyone else out there, if you are new to video editing or something that you do as a hobbyist and are not super into it, this is your first big tip is make sure that you are not just cutting, we see somebody talking, then we see something else, then we come back to the person talking. Start mixing it up a little. Start getting the B-roll in there
spice.
and start blending stuff together. And that's the L cut is kind of the first way to really start making your videos more interesting. I got one. This is more of a. I disagree with this, but let me show you here.
Okay.
I just drew that L, right?
Yes.
Go to full screen here for a second. If we were to have done the opposite, and I bring the guy to the beginning.
Okay.
Now what we have here is kind of a mirror image
Mhm.
where I'm not drawing an L anymore. I'm drawing backwards. Like I say they editors call this a J cut.
Interesting.
An L cut and an J cut are the same thing. If it's on the right, it's L. If it's on the left, it's a J. So it's a mirror image of itself. And like while I understand that personally, I think it's fine to call them both L cuts.
Yeah.
They're mismatched. It makes an angle. I call them all L cuts. If you want to be really pedantic, which I guess why wouldn't we be? But if you want to be pedantic, if they come at the beginning, they're a J. If they come at the end, they're an L.
Nice.
So if someone talks to you about J cuts and you're like, I don't know what J cuts are, well, now you do. You do
gonna
know
say,
what J cuts are.
Now you know what to talk about at the bus stop while you're waiting for the bus.
You know what?
Or the metro. We have metros here.
I would say that everyone watching today, you absolutely should get on public transportation this afternoon and ask people if they know what an L cut is.
Yeah.
Because that, in fact, will get you a seat to yourself, which is the goal.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just a little thing. I just wanted to start sharing little tidbits with people. Even if you're not a video editor, I think this stuff is fun. Here's where, if you are watching and you're like, I'm never going to do this in my life, Jeff, why do I care? When you are watching TV tonight, watch for it. You're going to see it. In fact, while I was researching this, Ronan, if I guess you don't have to do anything. Here we go.
Okay.
This is a movie called The Jazz Singer. It is a very old, very famous movie. And while I was reading this morning,
Okay.
turns out this is like the first example of an L cut in like a Hollywood movie.
Oh, interesting.
Which I didn't know either. So here, let's watch for a second. What you're going to see is this guy's talking, and just like we did, we're going to see the audience before he finishes talking. Let's watch here.
Yes. Wait a minute, I tell you. You ain't heard nothing. You want to hear Toot Toot Tootsie? All right, hold on. No, listen. Play Toot Toot Tootsie. 3 choruses, you understand? And the third chorus, I whistle. Now give it to him hard and heavy. Go right ahead.
So right there, to a modern viewing audience, you're like, what? Why was that special? Who cares? Like, that's what every TV show looks like. Well, the fact that we see these people at their table while he's still talking,
Mhm.
this is the first movie to do that.
Wow.
They were like, hey, let's try something, and they tried something, and now it's what everyone does. So yeah, I would say even if you're not interested in video editing, when you're watching TV tonight, pay attention. You're going to see a lot of people talking while you're looking at something that they're not, your view has changed, but your listening perspective has not changed. That's going to happen a lot. And when it happens, you can just sit up and point at it like the meme with from the Quentin Tarantino movie. You know the one I'm talking about?
I think so.
Well, that'll be tomorrow's
I don't
article. Is we'll find that meme.
But anyways, no, talking about the jazz singer, this could be like if you guys do like trivia nights or if you ever want to be a contestant on Jeopardy, one of the questions could be what movie had the first L cut?
You know
And
what?
you'll be like, I know this one because we watched Glass River Media Live.
That absolutely could come up on Jeopardy or Trivial Pursuit, or just somebody could be quizzing you at a dinner party.
Yep.
And now, thanks to us, you're going to know the answer. The jazz singer features the first L cut in Hollywood history. So that's our gift to you. Anyway, that is enough for today. As Ronan said, we're going to do a little bit more of this. Doing green screen. That's a little bit more advanced, but we might get there.
We might get there.
We're going to try to pepper you with. I'm trying to find interesting things that I think you might care about, even if you're not a video editor. That's the goal here.
I was gonna say we were gonna do me in front of the green screen like on a beach or something. So
You know what?
we could just do those two things at the same time.
That's the same thing. We'll put you
Yep.
on the beach and we'll show people how we did it.
yes.
Ruining the magic. But
Or do we do Road on the Beach and then the very next day we explain how we did it?
I think it's a combo episode.
Okay.
I think we don't need cliffhangers around here. We'll do all of that together.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, we'll leave that to movies.
yeah. Anyway, let's wrap up, Ronan, and let people
Okay.
get back to their lunch, or you know what, finish their lunch at this point. I think
Yeah.
they may be done eating. So they can finish their lunch and we can go eat. And that is it for us today. We will see you back here tomorrow.